In today's lesson, we will study about repetition statements. Any programming language follows three types of paradigms: sequence, selection, and repetition. Sequence paradigms are those in which every statement is executed line by line. We have seen in our previous lectures and did practice. Selection statements are those which are only executed after any condition being declared as true, and a block of code depends on that condition being true. In the end is repetition paradigm. Repetition paradigm helps in executing any task being done multiple times. If we have to do any work more than one time, have to run block of code, those are done through repetition statements. The main advantage is that the length of the code decreases. Secondly, our execution and coding time is also decreased. In repetition, we have a technique called loops. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or a group of statements multiple times. If one statement or multiple statements have to be executed multiple times, we use loops for that. In Python, there are two types of loops. One is for loop and the second is while loop. In today's lesson, we will study the syntax, execution, and implementation of for loop. This is the flow diagram of any loop. When a program is entered in any loop, it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then the conditional code is executed and a control comes in the starting of the loop. Again, our condition will be checked. If the condition is true, then conditional code will be executed again. In this way, our loop will continue its execution. When our condition will be false, our control will come out of the loop scope and will start executing the next statement. We will do its practical examples to see what benefits do loops give us. I have some statements written here. I want counting from 0 to 9 to be printed. If I control save and run, it has shown me this output on screen. This output is very hectic for me because I have to write 9 statements for this. I will use loops for this and I will print the same output. For the syntax of for loop, we have for, the keyword, and whenever we have to use a control variable to control the alterations of our loop. The control variable can be anything: I, J, K, L, M, words, text, whatever you want to write. Now there are different ways of implementing this loop. I have to use this loop from 0 to 9 counting to be printed. For that, I will have the function of range to tell till where I want my function to be printed. After semicolon, when I will enter, it will show some indentation, which we know in Python to explain scope we use indentation. Here I will print my control variable of loop. I will save and execute it. It is showing the same output which was shown earlier. It has shown me counting from 0 to 8. If you implement it without range, just till 9, it will show the output and will generate any error. It is said that int object is not iterable. The object which we want to show that will be int object 9 is that object which we want to iterate and want to use the output. It is given the error that int object cannot be iterated. We have to use the function of range for this, so we can run one loop 9 times. We have to notice one thing here. If I have passed 9 as an argument, then my loop will start from 0 and will continue till 8. If I write its range as 1, 9, then my loop will continue from 1 till 9. Now I will run. It is still 8 because it runs less than upper limit. If I have to run till 9, then I will do 1 till 10. Then it will get output till 9.